There isn't really a rhyme or reason why certain emperors were deified whereas others weren't. A lot of it has to do with politics. For example, if you're the son of an emperor, it makes sense to want to deify your father, because you are literally the son of a god, and that carries a lot of weight in ancient Rome. One of these instances was with the Emperor Claudius. He was seen as quite a weak and bookish emperor, but he did authorise the conquest of Britain in order to buff up his military credentials. It was actually a resounding success. The south of Britain was conquered under his reign, and he rode through the streets of Colchester on an elephant. Colchester, or Camalodunum as the Romans would have called it, was the capital of Roman Britannia for a while. And in order to really stamp his authority on his place, he ordered a temple be constructed to himself and Roma. And after he died, he was deified, so the temple became the temple of the divine Claudius. When the Romans conquered a place, they did force the locals to help them build stuff. Pretty much slave labour. So think about it like this: you've just been conquered by the Romans. They come in, force you to build a temple to the guy who just conquered you. Yeah, that's not going to go down well, is it? What it does do is it separates the loyal citizens of the emperor from the filthy barbarians who don't want to worship the emperor. And that's exactly what it did. Because a few years later, in 60 or 61 AD, these tensions bubbled over into outright rebellion. Led by the Iceni queen Boudica on her war chariot, the Britons burnt down the temple and Colchester to the ground. There were some veteran legionaries hiding in the temple who made their last stand. These were true loyal citizens of the deified Claudius. So the cult of the Roman emperor was a genius method to control his subjects. In the East, he was worshipped as a god. Occasionally after his death, he was worshipped as a god in the West too, but most of the time, people worshipped his genius, which in the end proved to be a great loyalty test and a really clever method of control.